If a computer game doesn't turn your little mouse cursor into a little hand, is it even really a game? Hey there, kiddos, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, and that you are having a great day. And in today's video, I'm going to be sitting back in my kind of squeaky chair, relaxing and having a little conversation with all of you guys about a minor TCG that you may have heard of. No, not Magic, not Pokemon, Flesh and Blood, or One Piece, or anything like that. No! In today's video, we're talking about Card Fight Vanguard. That's right, and there's a good reason for that. You see, this year, Vanguard is celebrating its 15th anniversary. Yeah, crazy stuff. It's been around since 2011. And, I don't have to tell you guys, but 15 years as a card game in the card game market, that's kind of a big deal, all things considered. Yeah, now, I suppose we should start at the top. If you guys aren't aware of what Card Fight Vanguard is, it is one of the Bushiroad TCGs, and Bushiroad is a company that makes other card games. They make Weiss Schwarz, which I think most people are aware of, Shadowverse Evolve, and I think they do Power. I think they're going to be making the Power World TCG, but don't quote me on that, because like 99% of other things I say on this channel, I'm never really super sure. But yeah, 15 years as a TCG is a big deal because, as we've mentioned before on the channel, very few card games actually make it past 2 to 3 years. There's this big wall in the way of most card games. No matter how intricate they are, no matter how well designed they may be, or how popular they are at release, card games have a really difficult time surviving past even 24 months past their initial release date. And over the decades, there are lots of card games have come and gone. Some bad, sure, but a lot of great ones too. I mean, look at Transformers. That was a really big hit. Everyone seemed to like that one. Mythos, I'm a huge fan of that. Netrunner, Mega Man. These are all great card games. They're really fun to play, but for one reason or another, despite how fun they are, despite how good they might have been, or how popular they might have even been, look at you, Transformers, they failed the test of time. And they've been swept under the rug and forgotten by most of the card game community. And of course, there's a bunch of duds in there too. There's a bunch of card games that were super popular for a bit, but ultimately weren't all that enjoyable. I mean, look at MetaZoo. And some of these card games, like I said, Transformers, MetaZoo, they made waves. They made a lot of They made news. They made TCG headlines. They've had big tournaments and all kinds of huge numbers. And even they did not stand the test of time. They vanished with so many others into the TCG graveyard. But here's Vanguard, a card game most people aren't even aware of as a property that exists. And it's been quietly squeaking by under the radar alongside games like Weiss Schwarz and Force of Will. And here we are, 15 years later, and it's still trucking along, looking better than ever, in fact. I can say with some confidence that Vanguard is a solid seller. I don't have a lot to say on Vanguard itself, in all honesty. This is just more of a celebration video than a breakdown of the card game, because it has been a while since I've even tried it. When did I last play Vanguard? 2023, perhaps? There was an event some buddies of mine were going to, and for one reason or another, they had asked me to go along, and it ended up being a Vanguard tournament. And I went. And I think that was the last time I played. And more recently, I bought the Shaman King decks. But that was less because it was Vanguard and more because I'm a sucker for nostalgia and Shaman King. You can't get enough of Shaman King, in my opinion. Except for the sequel series. Don't watch that. Don't read that. It's a manga. It's not great. I suppose Shaman King itself was not that great, if I'm being completely honest. I just really like it. But I'm getting off track. Card Fight Vanguard, from what I can remember and what I understand as a seller of TCGs, is actually quite a fun game with maybe not the most intuitive mechanics, but they are, I think, easy enough to understand. In fact, one of my thoughts was, when I was playing it, was if I had not already fallen in love with Yu-Gi-Oh, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot. But Yu-Gi-Oh came first, and insofar as I'm concerned, it's just better than Vanguard because it's the one I played first. That's it. Did you know that Vanguard is based on an anime, or that it has an anime released alongside it? Yeah, I was vaguely aware of that, but I, for whatever reason, thought that the actual Vanguard anime ended like back in 2012 or something. I thought it was just an anime to kickstart the IP, and then it's just been self-running sets ever since then. But no, actually, it turns out I was very wrong. I looked into it, and it's actually an ongoing anime with like different seasons and characters and all that jazz. And it actually has over 600 episodes, which is insane to me, all things considered, because like that's it's getting up there. It's a lot of episodes. No, I'm not going to be watching all of the Vanguard episodes. No, thank you, sir. But to wrap this video around back to the actual topic, Vanguard, a minor TCG that has, again, flown under the radar for most of its existence with not a lot of people being aware of it, the fact that it's managed to hit 15 years tells me a few things. One, that the company understands the player base pretty well. It understands its collectors well. They're not releasing too much or too little. They're keeping their fans satisfied. And I can back that up with just my sales numbers. People are buying cards at multiple price points. If I get an expensive Vanguard card, it'll sell eventually. If I get a cheap Vanguard cards, they'll sell pretty fast as well. It's not like Lorcana, where only the high-end cards sell and everything else just kind of sits as bulk for a while. Or Star Wars Unlimited, where nothing sells. Fun stuff. You know, Vanguard does have people who are buying it to collect it, to play it, to presumably, possibly even to invest in it. And the fact that it's chugging along not just as a product, but as something that people actively engage with, leaves me with a lot of optimism for, well, obviously for Vanguard itself, but the fact that a smaller TCG can last this long leaves me optimistic for other card games on the market right now that are relatively new. Yes, I know I mock Star Wars with the best of them, I think, but I am hopeful that it can last, and Vanguard lasting means card games like Lorcana, Star Wars, and yes, even Flesh and Blood, one of my favorite card games ever. I'm hoping that those games will stand the test of time and also get around to seeing their 15th anniversary or their 30th anniversary, like what Pokemon's doing this year. Overall, this video is just me saying congratulations to all of you Vanguard fans, because it's not every day that I have good news to say about any card game, honestly. So the fact that I get to look at this and go, not only is Vanguard not dead, but it's looking better than ever with a 15-year celebration under its belt. Not only is that a big deal, but it's just something to be optimistic about, and it leaves me hopeful for the future of TCGs as a whole. Not just Vanguard, but for all of the smaller ones out there. So congratulations, Vanguard players. Congratulations, Bushy Road. Congratulations, 600 episodes of Vanguard. What the fuck is that about? I guess it's popular. 600 episodes means it's got to have some fans. I don't know any, but I guess they're out there. Crazy stuff. But yeah, that's all I got for you kiddos today. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Do you play Vanguard? Do you collect Vanguard? Let me know. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on it. As always, check out the Discord, the Patreon, the TCG Player Store, and all that jazz. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.